R&D Podcast. My name's Dalton.
RJ.
Today we're going to be talking about the Oklahoma versus Michigan matchup. College game day is going to be there. Biggest matchup of the week. We'll start off by saying two pretty decent offenses. You got John Mateer, quarterback on Oklahoma's side, and you got Justice Haynes, Alabama transfer running back, and Bryce Underwood in the backfield on the opposite side from Michigan. First week, both teams look pretty good. How do you feel about this Oklahoma offense going in this game?
They've established the run game more. We know what they can do passing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had 392 yards, 3 TDs with 1 interception. The interception, I mean, the receiver could have caught it, but it was a beeline.
Yeah.
So,
talking about their run game, right? They add Jay Knott from Cal, which you're familiar with, pretty good back, and they have Blaylock back there as well. Who had a good game.
Yeah.
Jay Knott didn't play; he only got one touch. He was dealing with injury in fall camp, and I think he's actually a third running back on their depth chart. But this is a guy that whenever he gets in the game, if he gets a little bit of space, he's a breakaway type of guy.
Tory Blaylock was their one back.
Mm-hmm.
He had 8 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But if Oklahoma can establish the run more, I feel like in this game they could have come out with a win in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. The wide receiver room for Oklahoma, they get Burks back.
Yeah, they got 3 good wide receivers. John Mateer threw 2 last week,
and a lot of injuries. From last year, they all kind of come back. You still have injury problems if you're Oklahoma. You still have like 6 or 7 players on the injury list, but the receiver room complete upgrade, bringing 2 transfer portal kids who are really good. Burks is a huge add-on.
Yeah,
you saw the play he made in the last game. Mm-hmm. The offensive line, you return 70% production, you get 30% from portal. Yeah. They're a top 10 offensive line. A lot of people have them as a top 10 offensive line in experience, but really good potential there. But talking about Michigan, you saw how dominant they were with Chip Lindsey as a new offensive coordinator and running the football with Justice Haynes. What do you see from them? What do you like in this matchup?
Their running game. Mm-hmm. Justin Hayes went off for 150 yards, 3 TDs.
And Oklahoma in return struggled against the running game in the previous matchup, even when they knew that they probably weren't going to throw the football a lot.
Yes. And Bryce Underwood can throw the football. You saw that last weekend too. But Michigan's problem right now is honestly their defense. What is Michigan's secondary is going to do against this Oklahoma pass game? Because Oklahoma's pass game is good, and Michigan kind of struggled on the pass game against New Mexico. So we'll see what happens about that. But Michigan's going to be pretty good on offense this year.
So we got a sample size of both teams in week 1. Very bland, very basic offenses, because they don't want to show too much to their opponent for week 2, of course. Bryce Underwood, the way for Michigan to win this game is a Bryce Underwood breakout party.
Yeah.
And along with Justice Haynes doing the same thing he did last week in complete dominating. Their offensive line's a really good unit. Chip Lindsey's got a good scheme going. He was, previous, I think he was an Auburn offensive coordinator in 2017. I mean, he's a good coordinator. He's been to a couple places. He's been in the game a long time. But just, talking about 3 out of 5 back on the offensive line for Michigan. So they have some returning players there. But Bryce Underwood, like I was saying, he's going to Oklahoma. It's going to be a tough atmosphere.
Yeah, he definitely has to
keep his composure.
Yeah.
Agreed. And Keontez Lewis, 9 receptions. I think it was 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was at Wisconsin for 2 years. He's at Southern Illinois last year, transferred into Oklahoma. Huge standout player in this game. Look for him to do a lot against Michigan as well.
Agree.
But this Oklahoma defense, man, talking about them, they have one of the most production return rates in the country. They're a really good unit. It was surprising to see them struggle against the run like they did last week because they do have a defensive tackle who's top 10 PFF. Yes. They do have a edge rusher who's right outside the top 10 PFF. So they have talent up there.
Yeah.
And they have a decent depth. So it's surprising to see them struggle against the run like they did. But if they can clean that up going into the Michigan game, it should be pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that's what Michigan's hoping for because Michigan's going to try to do the run attack on you. And if Oklahoma can't stop it, Oklahoma's going to have troubles.
You look at Michigan in the past years, right? Michigan's brand of football is like, hey, we're going to stuff the ball down your throat and single back and we're going to change it up. And every now and then we're going to hit you over the top.
Right.
Like you're going to get some good play action. You're going to get some good, a little bit of trickery every now and then.
And Bryce Underwood really didn't show what he got with his legs last weekend either.
Mm-hmm.
So
you've seen Bryce Underwood sling the ball. There's no doubt about that. But the thing that people have been questioning is his touch with the football. Can he throw over his zone?
Yeah.
Can he put a ball in a spot that it doesn't require throwing it 100,000 miles per hour, but it actually requires you being soft with the football and getting it late a lob into the back of the end, whatever it may be. So that's been the huge question. You'll see a lot of that. You'll probably get your question answered in this game. But just talking about, the wide receiver room for Michigan, you don't really know what you have there. There's a bunch of unproven talent in that room. So it's going to be huge for them to be able to establish some type of run game and then let the receivers win without being the main source of offense. Right. You know what I'm saying? But overall, what is your opinion on the game? What do you think stands out? Who do you think wins? And what's your score prediction?
Well, having Bryce Underwood first year starting quarterback Michigan going to Oklahoma, it's hard to play Oklahoma, right? So I feel like he'll have troubles, kind of nervous. And I got Oklahoma winning this game. But if Michigan can execute with their secondary on defense and force John Material to throw that ball in the wrong spots, Michigan can have this game if Michigan establishes the run too. So Michigan can get this game. This belief can win this game, but I got Oklahoma at Oklahoma. So I got them Oklahoma 34-28. It's a really hard game to bet on.
Yeah.
I would never bet on this game right here because it's the second week of college football and both of these teams do look good. They looked good last week.
No doubt. I agree. As far as game for me, I feel like John Material is the standout player in this game. I feel like he shows that he can compete.
Yeah.
No matter where he's at. Like people have been really high on him, but there's also been people questioning him, like, oh, you come from Washington State, you don't play college, whatever, blah, blah. You're in the SEC now, you're gonna play against bigger schools, you're gonna play against the Michigans, you're gonna play against the Alabamas, but I think this Material's like complete coming out, like this is who I am, this is like the skill level I possess.
Yeah.
I think he shows that this week. I think Oklahoma struggles last week when defense kind of clear up. And I think Michigan does well running the ball. Bryce Underwood has a slow start with Brent Venables as the head coach on Oklahoma. They're going to have a good defense. I think Bryce Underwood has a slow start, makes a couple mistakes, still plays well, but doesn't play well enough to keep up with Material in Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma takes this game 24-21 in a pretty good fashion, a dominant first half, but Michigan makes a push at the end of the ball game, and they end up being able to hold. College game day is going to be there. Atmosphere is going to be great. Bryce Underwood's a great player. Yep. He's just young. John Material is a lot of people's Heisman favorite. He looked really good last week in a very vanilla style offense that they ran. And I know Michigan did the same. But big expectations for this kid. This will be the proving factor of the game. See how he can do.
All right.
But other than that, matchup pretty clean. Going to be a good one. This has been the R&D podcast. My name's Dalton.
RJ.
We'll catch you next time.
Follow, like, and share.